different things for the legs, and very nice. So we're going to do some stretches and different movements, and then a little hip adjustment. So we're going to come up. We're going to stretch hamstrings a little bit. We're going to lift just like go just a little bit lower. And bring the knees to the chest, and one thing you'll notice, I'm taking a nice open stance, extended arms, knees, and chest. Come out, hip loosener. One way and the other. Then we're going to come to center position, and this is a lovely adjustment for the SI joint. So where the sacrum articulates with the ilium, the hip, the SI joint. And I'm going to use PS femurs to press down into the acetabulum to open up the SI joint. So because the sacrum itself is supported by the, by the floor, when you push down, it'll open up this way, and it stretches the ligamentous and the thick aponeurosis or connective tissue over the sacrum. So lovely. And this is all done by, again, keeping the legs about 90 degrees. And here's her patellas, so the palms of my hands go, and you just lean in like this, and you feel pressure in the sacrum a little bit. So this is what you'll feel. You'll feel this pressure and the sacrum trying to find level. So if one hip is jacked up or rolled forward, because you remember the iliums can move independently, correct? So there's no symmetry there. So one might be like this or this. This brings it back into a neutral position just by pressing down on the femurs. And they usually, they feel like this little tightness going into sacrum. If the mat's too thick, they don't really feel so much.
Do you feel like a difference in the restriction?
Yeah, like one knee is going down more, so I feel that, when I'm pressing. And that can give you some indication of leg length discrepancy, because maybe how it's jacked up in the hip a little bit. Okay, so coming out of here. Work on one leg. You want to see that again? And then down like this. Sweet. That's those Vegas moves you have to have in your routine. Big showy kind of. Oh, look at that.
You must be really good at foot there on stage. You must be good at hacky sack.
I sucked at hacky sack. I wish it was true, but it was terrible. So down. Stretch. So here now, contour top of the hip, stretch. Keep your body weight, right? Thanks for doing that. You're a nice guy.
I know. Someone's got to go teach in Coca-Cola.
The arch of the foot is right at the top of the hip. So again, there's this natural contour right here. So easy, right? And I'm stabilizing this leg, because if there's tightness across the hip, the extended leg will have a tendency to rise up. So if you stabilize, the 2 points of contact dictate, in between is what's getting stretched. So you can stabilize the leg and just lean forward this way. Get a nice openness in the hip. open it up to the side. And now we're going to compress this way. Oh, little bird sound. So I'm going to press down like this, right? So look, as she feels this, okay, so what can I do? So I'm going to try this first. I'm going to bring my leg over here to stabilize this side. So it stabilizes this side of the pelvis. And then, since she has this tightness, I'm going to take my hand and place it on the inside of her, outside of her knee. So I press down a little bit, and then come back. So it takes the pressure off. And then she can coax length back in now. Because yeah, the support here makes a big difference. So you notice this leg is stabilizing this side, so the hip doesn't rise. This is supporting here, and look at here, support it. Okay, leaning in. And then after a little bit, starts to loosen up. Pressure's okay this way. 2 hands. Sustain pressure there, tight up towards the attachment. Sustain pressure. Okay, and then when you come off, bring the knee up slow, right in the range of motion. One way, the other. Cross. I'm laughing, I don't know why. So here, check this out. So, okay, so she had some tightness. I didn't know why I was laughing. So look, she has some tightness this way, right? So then there's probably going to be some tightness going this way. So I'm going to do this stretch. So it's across. Just trusting. So see, look, here, here. Nice open stretch for you. So, because this is bigger stretch, but if you wanted it to be even more defined, you could come up like this and stabilize the head of the humerus like this, so the heel of your hand goes into the soft tissue, upper pec. Now this across, more defined stretch. Right? One thing about doing this is that I feel like I'm overextended in my lower back. Right, so what I've changed to doing is this. Slip my leg over, so I'm over a bit more movement. It's easier. So in doing this stretch, if they're tight, I would recommend this stretch. Where this is like this, and it's a wider, open stretch. Still stretch, but wider. Use both hands, go into it. If you feel like they can go into it a little bit more, stabilize here, but I would suggest bringing your leg across the midline so that your heart is over the work, and it's just easier to lean forward. Right? Okay, so that's this, and then coming back, because you go and there's always coming back. So here's what we do for coming back. Now, in this position, the sacrum is pretty much up and down. And take both of your knees, place them right up against sacrum. So you're right in line with the leg. You inhale and exhale. So a nice fulcrum for the sacrum. Very nice opening.
You have for your sacrum up on your knees.
Yes, I do. Okay. Nice opening. So, okay, it's pretty open this way. So then you come back. This is the last sequence here. And you bring it across. Here's the head of the greater trochanter of the femur. Here's the lateral border of the sacrum. Here's soft tissue. This is where your knee goes, right in the soft tissue. Loosening the gluteal muscle. How do you say that in German? Gluteus? Glute? Glute. It's a little harder. Glute. In German, the way is glute. So, you know, it's a very interesting way of loosening gluteus. The roundness of the patella creates just enough arc to let the gluteal accept it to begin with, and then the rotation, lovely. Okay?
Even that is
Yeah. So, y'all, whoever over here, come over here. Because in doing this, you know, again, you're going to encounter a lot of different sized people, limbed people, heavy limb, loose limb, tight, this. This just sustained pressure is very good to loosen the gluteal. If it's so much moving, the legs are so heavy, know that you can do this or this. So you're here, if you just go like this, and then like this, you have sustained pressure in the gluteal.
We need some grapes.
Okay? Yes, my children. I am here to serve you from a faraway land. So this is what I want to bring in. So this is something relatively new I started doing. Because, you know, there's the doing and then it's like the sustaining, the stretch, and people big, this, that, and they're like, how am I going to do this? There's so many things to do. More that we haven't thought of than what we thought of, believe me. So, sustained pressure, loosening gluteals, very nice. Okay, so then come out of that. And then, we're going to follow up like this. So, I want you to know the transition. So we come out like this. And now coming right out of the gluteals is iliotibial band, gallbladder meridian. So you feel for the greater trochanter of the femur and put your knee right below it. And now you bring it back for the iliotibial band. Another thing that we always wrestle with as massage therapists working on people's iliotibial band, always tight, always sensitive. Right? So here we can use our knee and their body to come in, apply some pressure, okay?
So you're just below the trochanter.
This is where I started, yeah. So you put in just below the greater trochanter of the femur and then you work your way down to just above the knee at the attachment. Not too much? Okay, so easy for gallbladder. Okay. This is also the continuation of this. Like when I was doing that on her, she was like, yeah, so much. You know, like the pressure was okay, but it wasn't getting at it so much. So then, what to do? Okay, same area, but different approach. So I'll do this, I'll do this, and I'll do this. One, no? So, but easy, controlled pressure, use your body weight. Easy. Same, gallbladder, iliotibial band. You know, honestly, more sustained pressure for tighter areas is can be very effective because it changes the connective tissue. Right. So however you apply pressure, you know, this is prime too. I mean, you can easily do foot on this too. Right. Because it's supported by their own body, you know.
Just put a butt on it.
Put a butt on it. Buddy, put a butt on it. Pressure's okay? Not too much? Excellent. And may I say just personally, the view is better from up here? So easy, you know, you have to always constantly look at your intention, like what are you trying to do? You know, and try to take all the obstacles out of the way. That's all, you know, it's like, so if it's, oh, they're too big, change your body position. Oh, this, not enough pressure. Use something else. You know, the intention is there to act on, so you need to act on it. But how is the thing always. Okay. Okay, we'll do that much. Get our juices flowing after